We ok peata he na wajina aetua na waji Elohai kola le miecha wa elo yo ai ha ha. The dream, you know, people say you guys are building skate parks. That's so awesome. And in my mind, and in Jim's mind, and even in your mind, I see that it's even bigger than that here. It's not about just building skate parks. It's really changing a mindset, and that mindset is to keep these kids focused.
I've been skating for close to 35 years now, and it's kept me alive and driven and focused, and I know it'll do the same thing for all these kids.
You know, everybody is born with a certain amount of pain, and some people get handed a lot more pain. Alcohol and drugs are a way to numb that pain temporarily, whereas I think these other things are tools to deal with the pain.
I think so many people focus on the differences of societies instead of focusing on what the similarities are.
Things that connect us.
Yeah.
And the suicides and stuff we're having are suicide epidemics in Indian country. And what that means right now is it's affecting our youth in a bad way. So the idea is to build these skate parks for the youth to give them something to do. It's a live life call to action. I think if you keep these kids thinking and moving and anticipating what's to come, then there's no thought process of that suicide, which is really an epidemic here on this reservation in Indian country, but even abroad, that they're no longer thinking of that embedding in their head. They're thinking of what's to come, live life, live life, live life, live life, live life. So that encourages them to anticipate tomorrow. By starting the Stronghold Society, I think we're creating some things that we can do to inspire, you know, kind of encourage the kids and stuff, or encourage them to live life, think grander, so they don't have to feel like they're going to check out, you know. So the Stronghold Society is a non-profit. We started to actually inspire youth, specifically in this case Lakota youth, with a lot of this stuff we're working on currently. But the idea is to inspire all youth in this current generation, and with what we call live life call to action campaigns. So the idea is to create a movement, so to speak, for them to be a part of, and to instill hope within them and inspire them, you know, to do grand things together and make a movement of this, make it their own movement. So another division of the Stronghold Society is also the One Gathering Skate for Life, which is a big event we do in Denver each year. So that's something we'll do also yearly.
All right, it's Saturday morning, beautiful day. Starting off the One Gathering, got all the boys in town. We're gonna start setting up, the coffee's kicking in, and it's go time, baby. Let's do this.
Straight faced, straight laced, clean cut American kid. White boy, and I try, live my life how I see fit. Don't drink, but I smoke, live my life the American way. Stand up, stand proud, born and bred in the USA. Hey, hey. Bound for glory, I live for honor. Out of respect, rise above and conquer. Live life for me, the American dream. hands to my lips. Step back, look in. Back to front, that's where it begins. Straight-faced, straight-laced, clean-cut American kid. White boy, outside, live my life how I see fit. Don't drink, but I smoke. Live my life the American way. Stand up, stand proud. Born and bred in the USA.
So Stronghold Society is about that, creating programs to support them and projects to support them. We have print and media campaigns we're working on. Print campaigns with posters, like the poster, it's skateboarding saves lives. It says today he learned a nose grind and a front side air and how to cope with losing his best friend to suicide. And it says Stronghold Society, Wounded Knee 4 Direction Skate Parks Call to Action campaign. So that poster is going to not only introduce the skate parks that we want to build for Lakota country, but it also really speaks to something really powerful about the skate movement and how skateboarding saves lives. So interacting that in this movement concept, skateboarding and everything, that's where Jim comes in with his whole history of being in that movement and how that can relate to these youth on the Pine Ridge Reservation. That's one of the reasons we're traveling right now to where we're going, to South Dakota. If I could describe the Lakota Nation, the Lakota peoples, on that aspect, even Lakota, Dakota, Nakota peoples, I would describe them probably from a perspective of what they represent, a way of life they represent. And literally, I would have to go back to something we've always have been, not to something we've become. All this stuff that affects the reservations, the alcohol and things like that, these things are not us. It's not who we are. We're these thriving nations. We've always have been. So when I speak about Lakota people, that's the way I would like to speak about them. And all of this other despair stuff and things that kind of surround us now and actually identifies us, thanks to a lot of media outlets, that's what they focus on every time they come to Pine Ridge, is tell those types of stories. I mean, those stories are there. And the suicides and stuff we're having are suicide epidemics in Indian country. And what that means right now is it's affecting our youth in a bad way. And the suicides are so, and it's intense, it's like embedded in their mindset to check out of life. And it's too easy to do. There's a lot of attention to it and stuff like that as well. So that seems to be all they're talking about is those types of things. So we want to encourage to long life, live life in a grand way, and discourage that suicide thinking. I always say, why give those stories a billboard? Why put that despair on display? Why don't we start showing these inspirational aspects of what we have to offer to the world? A way of life that works, a way of life that is individuality, family, community, spirituality, environment. I mean, to me, that's the best way to describe Lakota people. I don't want to put a billboard up with that despair of like a grandma with a black eye or something, because why? I mean, I don't want to see a unchi, a grandma, come up to a poster like that and then look away from it in shame and disgust. I think we should put up a poster of this young girl with her smiling face, her moccasins, and a healthy family supporting her behind her. And so unchi can go up to that and she goes, that's who we are. What we're doing is coming into Pine Ridge and build skate parks. 4 skate parks, the Wounded Knee 4 direction skate parks. We have a grand vision to do 4, and we got 1 going right now. It should be breaking ground here within a month. But we hope to get these others, a bigger one, indoor, outdoor one, and then the other 2. Jim and Andy Kessler have had this vision about what represents their vision of helping Native youth in this country through Wounded Knee Skateboards, their skate company they started, and Jim could tell you more about that vision, but we're gonna bring his vision to light with that.
Hi, my name's Jim Murphy, co-founder of Wounded Knee Skateboards. Story is back in 1998, me and Andy Kessler were trying to come up with a hardcore name for a skateboard company. So we're at 108th Street and Riverside Drive, where we just built a skate park with the help of inner city youth. So Andy and I were going over names, and Andy's like, okay, well, why don't we call it Wounded Knee? And I said, well, that's a pretty heavy duty name. If we are going to call a skateboard company Wounded Knee, it's going to be about what happened at Wounded Knee, South Dakota in 1890 and true Native history, and we can do this and it'll be cool. We'll have cool Native graphics and we'll be able to tell a story and have some real meaning to skateboard graphics. One of the visions Andy and I shared was that someday we can give back to the Lakota people in memory of those who died at Wounded Knee by building skateboard parks for the kids, similar to the way we did it in New York City. So our vision was to someday build in Pine Ridge. So as the years went on, we finally were able to do that. I met up with Walt Pooyer, who grew up on the Pine Ridge Reservation, and I'd let him know what our vision was. And it was through his family and connections we made with the Eagle Bowl family where we finally found a place where we could build a skate park. What I've always wanted to do with the company was get boards into kids' hands on reservations, and ever since I've started, I've tried to do that, and recently I've really been able to do that by sponsoring kids out on the Pine Ridge Reservation, also by giving decks away at all the events we're going to hold out in Pine Ridge.
And so what do we have going on today?
Today is the 6th annual skate jam that I've used we throw between my students and just local skaters, and we'll have a comp, 2-minute runs, judged by the ladies. Kind of traditional Lakota traditional method of judging is done by the ladies and dancing and such. And so we'll pull all the ladies around here. They'll get together, we'll do an inner form, get the names, and then we'll skate. We'll have the best top 3. Then we'll have best trick and best heart category, and then we try to do so everybody gets something. You know, we want everyone to lead with something. And so this project started 8 years ago with our students building a half pipe here at school that was going to be for our school. And we raised money and wrote grants and got $2,000 together to build our school a half pipe. But then I went to the reservation over the summer with my dad and met a guy named Toby Eagle Bowl, and was a skateboarder up there, and because I had the skateboarding gear on at Big Bats, he befriended me and said, "What's up, man? Nice shirt." We just had a real quick conversation. Turns out that Toby died the next year in a drunk driving accident, and they were going to do a memorial skate contest for him, and I heard about that, and so I told my students about it, and they said, you know, we got skate parks here in Denver, let's donate our half pipe to the reservation. And so that's how it all started, really, with a student named Trevor John Cox was his name, and it was kind of his idea to send that half pipe there originally. And then so we started building the half pipe, and we got my dad's trailer and our Gail, our receptionist trailer, and carted the half pipe up there and put it together. And then now our trip has been revolved around going up every year and fixing that half pipe and having a skate contest with other kids, and building connections between the youth of Pine Ridge and Denver through a mutual love of skateboarding. They go home feeling great. They go home feeling privileged that Colorado has what was that number? What do you guys said? 300 and something?
Yeah, 300 plus skate
300
parks.
plus skate parks. You know, they feel really fortunate to get back there and see this. And the other skaters here usually, you know, just take everybody in.
Yeah.
And spread, you know, give some love back. And
50% of this reservation is under 20 years old.
Yeah.
So these kids are the future. So give them what they want. What they want is skateboarding. It's one of the things they want to do. Basketball, skateboarding. Yep. Let's hook them up, man. Why wouldn't we?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's out of town. I mean, no one around here has cars. You know,
Right.
you have to grab the park accessible to people. That's why you have to do what you're talking about. Going to Kyle, going to all those other small towns, Porcupine, build the parks there. You have to bring it to them because no one has the infrastructure. There's no buses here.
Yeah.
There's sidewalks. There's nothing. You can't get anywhere. And so you have to almost get those satellites, skate parks out there to them. You know.
Yeah.
As we grow and we build parks on these reservations, I want to be able to sell more to give those kids boards. The more kids we get skating, the more they're going to need boards. So just want the company to grow to meet the demand of those skaters that we're going to hook up at the skate parks. So hopefully with some partnerships and some financial support with the Stronghold Society, I can keep this company up and running and keep those kids supplied. Wounded Knee 4 Direction Skate Park program was a program that Walt and I came up with. The 4 Direction Skate Parks is all about is building skate parks for the youth on the reservations, for keeping kids alive to counteract the suicide epidemics and the drug and alcohol abuse that kids face. And we want this to spread out throughout the country, where we come in, we build these parks, get the kids invested in it, get the kids invested in the design of the skate parks, and get them skating, and just let them know why we're there for them.
My dream for this place would be to have that bowl that Jim Murphy's talking about, the cement bowl, you know, to bring pride to our youth and everybody around Pine Ridge, you know, the surrounding communities, surrounding states. They can come and skate in Pine Ridge.
I'm Mark Hubbard from Grindline Skate Parks, and we build skate parks all over the world. The Pine Ridge project initially got involved with Jim Murphy. We were talking in a restaurant on the East Coast in Rhode Island, Flo's, and he said he was going to try to start building skateboard parks on reservations. And I told him, I was like, you get the first one, I'll do it for free. We decided to camp out and not get a hotel at the Pine Ridge job because the hotel was a little ways out of town and the locals lived right down the street, and we just thought we'd camp out and work all night. It was a funner kind of energy than, you know, going home every night, punching the clock in and out. We were just on, you know, on call 24 hours. Sometimes we'd be up all night, you know, dig in if there was a big work party. And it was good to have the locals working with us on the project because they take more ownership in the final product, and you know, they have something to call theirs that they helped build, that they helped design, that they had input on, that it wasn't just handed to them, they did it. They were all learning skills of how to set forms, how to excavate, how to grade, how to do compaction, you know, how to set up for any kind of concrete works. And there's all sorts of trades that they all, you know, learned. If a lot of them were already pretty good at it anyway, you know, to start, everyone's got a little knowledge. It's not rocket science. It was like a whole community involved project like I've never seen before. I've seen lots of community involvement, but this was like every day, 10 different people showing up 5 times a day asking us what we need. So when I went there and I seen the medicine wheel on the ground, I just built a skate park in that shape. And I was like, wow, I kind of felt like I was meant to be there, and it made skate parks, gave it a whole new meaning for me that I've been looking for, you know, for building them for 20 years. It's always meant a lot to me, but I never really realized what it really means to everybody else too. The opening ceremony at the Pine Ridge was probably the first one that I've ever really stuck around for. I'm usually gone and, you know, on to the next job, but this one was, I knew it was going to be big. I knew it was going to be, because they were all talking about it, you know, and it was going to be big, and everyone was so just excited for it to happen. And it was the first time I ever seen someone come in and, you know, smudge the park, and the tribe recognized us and gave us star quilts, and, you know, called us up there, and they actually all got in a line and came by and shook our hands, and that was like just real amazing to be recognized like that by, you know, people that I hold in such high regard. Why wouldn't you want to give back to the roots of the nation? Everyone wants to believe that they're doing something right, you know, and I guess I believe that skateboarding can save the world, you know, and that it's a very spiritual thing, because it's mental and it's physical, and when you do it, you're at war with yourself and not other people.
So far, we've built one skateboard park in the town of Pine Ridge on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Our vision is to build one in the Wounded Knee, Manderson area, Thunder Valley area, and the town of Kyle on the Pine Ridge Reservation. Jeff Ament wants to build one on a Montana reservation next year.
Jeff, like, tell us how you got involved with getting this skate park going, man.
Well, I'm trying to think. I met you 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And you sort of gave me the background of Wounded Knee skateboards and kind of told me what you and Kessler are trying to do. Over the course of the following couple of years, whenever we hook up, you know, I remember like the third time that you said, we're going to build something in Wounded Knee, and I was like, dude, enough talk.
Yeah.
Let's, like, next year we're going to build something there. Like, let's
I remember that too.
Let's get this going. It's not going to take that much, you know.
Yeah.
Well, when we started trying to fundraise for this park, I just thought, man, that's the perfect. That's the perfect vehicle for those shoes. And well, you know, we started designing those shoes a couple years ago, and I think whenever we do some sort of a collaboration, especially when it's kind of a smaller, special collaboration, you kind of want it to mean something. And
yeah, tell us how you felt yesterday, man. Describe that first day out in Pine Ridge, seeing that park with those kids.
You want me to start crying?
Yeah, start crying.
It's hard. It's hard to explain. It's you know, I was talking to my wife last night, and she was saying, "How was it?" And I said, "I can't even." I said, "I'll just show you the pictures." Like, and I said, and that's not even gonna, you know, give justice to what, you know, how it felt. Well, I think for me, skating helped form my identity. It helped me find out who I was, and self-propelled. I think when you're a kid and you're searching for your identity, I think the self-empowerment that you feel from improving on a skateboard and feeling so alive at the same time, I don't think there's anything more pure and more powerful than that. Well, we were talking yesterday a little bit about how, you know, everybody's born with a certain amount of pain, and some people get handed a lot more pain during you know, along the way, and everybody has a different way of dealing with that stuff. And some people find a creative outlet to deal with that stuff, and they paint, and they draw, you know, and they sing, and they play music, and they skateboard, and they, you know, there's these creative outlets. And I think alcohol and drugs are a way to numb that pain temporarily, whereas I think these other things are tools to deal with the pain, not numb the pain, but to deal with the pain and to put that pain into your creative process. That's all this is, you know. It's you know, giving kids that live out in the middle, I'm not going to say nowhere because it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, but to give people that are a little bit more challenged in terms of being connected to things that are going on in California or the coast or whatever, just giving them a little taste of, you know, I mean, we built a world-class skate park here, you know. Yeah. They're fully connected. They're more connected than, you know, as you know, a lot of people that live in the East Coast. I mean, this park is like could be top 10 in the East Coast.
Yeah,
You know?
easily, man. So every year we want to build a skate park somewhere, somehow, and get in the financial means to do it. So that's what we're doing with this Wounded Knee 4 Directions program. It's to educate people on why we're doing it, hook up with people on reservations who have that need, who want their kids to have skateboard parks built, and we're going to hook them up with the best skateboard park builders in the world. That's another thing. We want the kids on the reservations to get the best skate parks possible.
We're honoring and gifting this masterpiece by Monk. He's the artist, sculptor extraordinaire. Been working on this project of his for weeks, and
5 weeks.
5 weeks. Gave us a gem. We'll start this day off for the WK 4 Directions Toby Eaglebull Memorial Skate Park. So let's go ahead and start our prayer for the day, and we'll go from there. Yesterday for me was so big. The skate park is built on below this hill I used to live on in Pine Ridge, Baker's Hill, and that same baseball diamond has been there forever. And we used to always come and ride horse and stuff in that area, and literally used to skateboard down that road there on this little plastic clay wheel skateboard I had. And to actually have this skate park there now was just overwhelming. And what was most overwhelming is seeing what the community thought of it. This whole community just got a spark of life, a spark of something I don't think they've seen yet. They didn't see it being possible that a skate park could bring this much life. We approached this event yesterday as an honoring and gifting to our Lakota youth a skate park, and it was about the Lakota youth. We're going to honor them and we're going to gift them, and the community turned right back around and honored us and gifted us, and that's Lakota tradition as well.
Our paths crossed, Pine Ridge's community and our families' paths crossed with Walt, the Stronghold Society, and Wounded Knee 4 Directions. And today we want to honor these fine people here today, our family. We honor Walt today with what I could describe as one of the biggest honors that anybody of our Lakota people can receive, and Walt's is doing so much for our youth here. Today is Jim Murphy. We know him by Murph. Jeff Ament from Pearl Jam. Another big heart here in Lakota country today. Also Chris Hauser, am I saying that? Overholzer. Another good heart that made this possible for our Lakota youth today. And another person we want to bring up here is Monk. Yeah, Monk! Another big heart that made this possible for our Lakota youth. Yeah!
gifted us with quilts and blankets, and that's a real powerful ceremony around here, because that's how people think. They go out of their way with what little they might even have to give you something, and that was really cool that they lined us all up there and did what they did for us. And actually got a flag from the tribe too, with the help of the Eagle family and stuff. And for me, that was just beyond belief. I mean, that's a real honor to get that type of a gift from the tribe as a whole. So I didn't expect that at all, and that was my emotional part of the day for me. But it was just so awesome to see all these hardcore skaters and rock stars wrapped in beautiful star quilts up there.
And it was just a great day. We had families out there with their kids. Everybody had a good time, food, just a lot of music playing all day, and it was just a great honor to be there.
Well, I can only compare it to I can only compare yesterday to other skate park openings that I've been to, and I've never seen like a community of skaters and a community of skater supporters, being their families, like come out in such numbers in such a small community.
Yeah,
it's not like it's a skate park opening in Seattle where there's 1 million people. The ultimate goal is just to keep it moving.
Yeah.
And hopefully that means next year we build a park somewhere.
Before the park, all we had was a cement slab and like 3 obstacles. It was like 4 to 5 skaters coming down here daily, every day, practicing hard.
Yeah. Really?
But every day after school, it's just a relief to ride down here and just have fun. If the pool's clean, the boys are down here, gear up, let's have fun. That's all it's all about. Yeah, it's like after the park was built, the community tripled, not doubled, but tripled in size.
Right.
Every day down here, we get like maybe 16 to 15 skaters daily.
Right.
We got ourselves a whole skate crew.
Yeah.
I see kids down here daily borrowing board from board.
Right.
From an older person. Can I skate your board? Yeah. Then they skate, they try it.
Yeah.
They're down here every day after that.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of them affording to get a full setup.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Right.
Before we had the infamous Pioneer Skate Park built, oh man, skateboarding on the res was a lot different. There was no such things as trannies or pockets or pool coping, none of that.
Yeah.
We didn't have nothing close to a pool coping or anything close to a tranny. So coming from, a flat ground for over 10 years it was awesome. That's the only way I could put it.
Yeah.
And with the skate park here now, it gives them actually something to do and look forward to, doing the next big trick down at the park instead of, being picked for the basketball team and getting denied.
Right.
It's much more better feeling than any other sport would give you. Me skating over 10 years and whatnot, I know my limits. I know when to stop. But these kids just keep going and going. That gives me the drive to keep being a better person.
Heck yeah, man.
And keep being a role model for them.
Yeah.
As soon as they pass us up in skateboarding, who are they going to look up to?
Right.
Because after they get better than everyone else, they're going to have this cockiness to them that no one's going to be better than me.
Right.
And what they won't know is they're going to have little ones looking up to them too.
Yeah.
So the way you act is the way they're going to act.
Yeah.
And they're having respect for one another. Where in basketball, it's, pass me the ball. Me. I'm open.
Right.
Over here, it's in the skate park. It's like, damn, you did good.
Yep.
You're awesome. It's always going to be you over here at the skate park instead of me or I.
Right.
Me personally, it's just now we have a spot to call our own. A place we can be proud of, a place that we respect and we expect everybody else to respect. And and so I think people you know, the older ones that come and they see us, you know, having respect for this place, keeping it clean, taking at the trash and teaching the young ones how to skate. You know, I think they don't see us so negatively anymore, and then that, you know, lets them be assured that this is a place of positivity where, you know, where kids aren't gonna have to worry about getting into trouble or being exposed to, you know, bullshit, getting in fights or, you know, any of that, man. So I think that's what the deal is now, you know.
And do you think it keeps kids away from drugs and alcohol and partying? You think it just keeps them more on the straight and narrow?
I think it makes a great difference. I don't think it eliminates it altogether, but I think it makes a whole way bigger difference than not having it here before, because I was here when we did it, man.
Yeah.
And you know, it was pretty rough, you know, and I am not perfect, bro. I was, you know, part of that for a while too, so
yeah.
And now that, you know, we have something we can be proud of, we can respect, we can have pride in ourselves. It gives us hope that, you know, we can get better at skateboarding. We can teach these kids, they get better at skateboarding, and it, you know, it pumps us up when we, you know, when we see the young guys ripping, you know.
Yeah.
So it makes us feel better about, you know, being here and about making a difference.
Yeah, man. What would you say to like another tribe on another reservation who are thinking of getting involved with having a skate park? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, get as many donors as you can, connect with who you can to get yourselves a park, because it has made a profound difference here, man. I mean,
yeah,
people come down here and they like being here. Some people never want to leave, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, you know, the cops have to come and kick us out because we're here too late, you know. We bring the lights and light up the pool, and we're down here till like 1 sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So they're like, all right, guys, you got to go home now. So yeah, I mean, do it, you know.
Yeah.
If you can, you got the means, please do it. You will see a difference.
Another project within it following that is we have the Kamimila gathering, Age of the Daughters. So with that, we focus on the young girls. The day is all about them. We bring in crafts to work with them and stuff. We bring in people to talk traditional stuff to them. We bring people in to talk to them about, you know, young girls and the traditional aspects of that and what it means to them. We pamper them, you know. We have someone to bring in to cut their hair and stuff like that too. So they have so much fun, they don't even want to leave. They actually want to stick around and stay. My sister Lonnie Puyer runs that. She's the director of the Kamimila Gathering, and she runs it in Pine Ridge. And we've already had 3 there, and we have a range from either 30 to like 50 young girls.
The Kamimila Gathering, which means butterfly, which means I always got it from idea where like a cocoon, it's all sheltered inside, don't want to come out, you know, it's a little bubble. And the way the girls to express themselves is just to open their rings and just let their energy out. Because a lot of girls here on the reservation, like, you know, low self-esteem, suicide, sexual abuse in the homes, and I just want the girls to realize who they are, how special they are as a Lakota girl. I saw there was like a need for girls to just vent out, because I go to sweats and ceremonies, and sometimes during sweats we'd be having a sweat for somebody that was, you know, had something bad happen to them, and we're trying to bring their spirit back. And that's what I wanted to do, is bring these girls' spirits back from whatever's happened at school or home.
Right.
And I started this because we're going to do this before one of my granddaughters, Matea, passed away. She took her own life. And I thought, well, I can't do this now because it just broke my heart. And everyone said, no, now you really need to focus on this, do something for the girls. Because I saw all the girls were hurting so bad. And that's when I brought in help from all around the reservation. And I wanted people to help us reach out to them. Because suicide is not the answer to your problem. You know, it's not. Once you're gone, you're gone. And I want the girls to realize they have a whole future in front of them. You know, all these girls here are just so beautiful. Every time I have another gathering, it just warms my heart to know that girl's here.
Yeah.
She didn't try to commit suicide.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest fear, is because some of these girls talked about it, you know, and we talk to them or we get help for them, or to see them all here, I feel like we saved a life, because we didn't lose any of them since Taya. They're all here.
Right. And what kind of programs, like when at a community gathering, what kind of events do you have at the community gatherings?
It's just like projects, and a lot is writing, like Leela's doing right now, Walt's daughter.
It's called Live Life Dreams, and it's just pretty much a way for girls and other Native kids, or even normal kids, instead of taking out their anger on themselves or others, they can put it into writing, and they just write away, and it just relieves all that pressure on them. We handed them composition notebooks, and we had them design the first page of their book any way they wanted it. Then we had them write whatever they wanted, and then we put that on the balloons, and we let them go.
Yeah, how was it that day? What did you think? Do you think it was really successful? Were the girls really into doing that?
Yeah, even the little kids, they were writing down all these Native words that they've learned from their parents, and they were just having really fun with the first page too, designing and coloring. So it's just pretty much an event where they can get away from all the bad stuff.
Jake, what do you think of this skate park, man?
Pretty cool. I have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, what do you think since October after the grand opening, you come down here and skate a lot?
Yeah, skating is getting more funner now. It was fun back then, but it's got a little bit funner.
Yeah, ever since you got the concrete park? Right on. So you skate all the time down here, like after school?
Yeah, there's a lot of good skaters here.
Yeah, we get more and more skaters out here because of this park?
Yep.
What do your parents think of the skate park? Are they cool with it?
Yeah, they're glad it happened.
Yeah. So what do you think for the future, man? You skater for life?
Yeah.
How old are you now? All right, man.